If you're selling your parents' home from out of state, you might be wondering, do I have to fix everything before I put the house on the market? Because when you walk into a house like this, you know it's not perfect. It's a little dated. There's a little bit of a musty smell in the air. Could be dark, right, and darker woods. So it probably still needs some updates to meet like the modern standards of what someone would see on Pinterest or if they walked into a modern new construction home. But here's the good news, that is not your competition. This home here that I'm in just hit the market, and already we've had about 10 showing inquiries in the first 24 hours, and it is not updated very much. Let me tell you what we did and where we put the money in so you can make a smart decision about how to position your estate sale property. This is what I would call a mid-level prep home. It's not fully remodeled, but it's also not a fixer or a tear down. The sellers did a few smart things. First, they removed all of the heavy, dated furniture. They cleared the home out completely. They took the curtains off the windows and took care of key repairs that the inspection report showed that were faulty and could prevent it from being move-in ready. Also, before the parents died, they were in the process of taking care of a lot of the fundamental items. So we have a new roof, a new deck, new siding, a new heat pump. A lot of those things that you don't necessarily see when you walk in, but are important to the value and functioning of the home, have been taken care of. Because here's what most people tend to get wrong. They think they need to make the house perfect to sell well. And you don't. In fact, sometimes leaving a little bit of projects around the house for people to do, you can pass on savings to a first-time buyer who wants to earn a little sweat equity, and you can get the property sold with a lot less work and headache on your part. Let me show you what I mean. This home still needs paint, carpet, or new flooring of some kind. It's got dark wood paneling. Sometimes the decor is a little bit dated with this amber glass here. Because the structural items have been taken care of, it's very comfortable. It even has air conditioning. Like here in Seattle, who has air conditioning, right? So if someone wanted to move in, they could move in right away. They could put all their furniture here like grandma and grandpa did for the last 50 years, and it would be 100% fine. They wanted to make it nicer over time. They could do that before they moved in, while they were living here, or as they were moving out, to get some sweat equity from the property. And remember, the home does not have to be perfect in order to sell. I do a lot of estate sale property, and almost never are we making it as nice as a luxury home, new construction, new area. We could, but the numbers don't always make that worthwhile. It depends on where the home is located, the price point of the neighborhood, current condition of the home, and how strong the market is. But you can see in this one, we've emptied it out for the most part. There's a lot less heavy furniture, and it's a lot easier for buyers to have a vision for what it could look like. We could have gone even farther with professional staging. If the sellers had wanted to make a little bit of an additional investment, that could have set the home up further. But like I said, this is mid-range. We did mostly taking out and some important repairs, but we didn't do a lot of bringing in terms of paint, flooring, or new furniture. And it's great, buyers can see the potential, and a lot of times, especially in Seattle, people are eager to get a deal. So even if you sell the home for a little bit less than the others in the neighborhood, you could have saved much more than that by not having to do all of that work. Now compare this to a house that hasn't been completely cleared out. Maybe you see a home that's dark, it's full of items and clutter, nothing has been fixed. I have another listing like that right now that's being sold as is. And frankly, a lot of the buyers who walk in there, they want the sweat equity option, but they feel overwhelmed when they go in. They can't see the potential. They feel like it's too much work, and the buyer pool starts to shrink down. Now, you might be wondering again about staging, and I generally do recommend staging for any vacant home because it does help people focus on a more future-oriented vision rather than kind of the past. People tend to focus more on the furniture and less on the house. But this type of a house, people are going to be doing quite a bit of work potentially, and it's not a high-end home. So in a case like this, clean and empty often does the job because it's easy to see what needs to be fixed, easy to get a bid, it's easy to measure things. You can tell exactly what you'd like to do to change the home and see how those numbers work for you. Now, I'm just using my cell phone to take this, and you can see in our professional pictures that we put on the MLS they look much brighter. They have a great way of exposing the photos at different light ranges to help things look really bright when they are online, which is important, especially in an older, darker home. A lot of times, for some reason, homes in Seattle from the 70s don't have a lot of light in the ceiling, which to me is like, hello, we need more than just lamps, but the photography kind of resolves all of that. So it looks great online, even if it is a little darker, and that really helps get people interested and through the door where they can see the home in person. And this is something that we always handle. We invest in the best photography and even photoshopping if necessary to make sure it looks fantastic when buyers see it online. That's your first sale. And this is where I spend a lot of time helping people decide what to do. We really want to come down to what's worth the money and what's not. I have a budget I'm partnering with you, I'm investing my own funds to make your property look good, and I'm going to advise you on how to invest just as if it were my property. You can tell me the budget and I can tell you what's going to move the needle and what's not really worth it. Obviously, the goal is not to spend money, it's to make smart choices. The great thing is that homes like this actually create opportunity. A buyer might come in and think, I can paint that myself. I can get somebody to come in and do the flooring, no problem. And then they start seeing dollar signs, right? They're like, I can build up some equity in this home. And that's especially attractive to first-time buyers who feel like they're getting in, saving money, getting a good deal on the purchase price, and then they are willing to do the work themselves. So instead of over-improving a home, you're giving someone else the chance to make it their own. If you are selling your parents' home from out of state, it matters because it means you don't have to manage a full renovation. I mean, can you imagine like getting all these contractors or trying to check in on the work? We do have concierge services that offer it, but I don't want you to feel like you have to be flying in all the time. You have to be here every weekend. You don't have to just keep pouring more money into the house. You can keep things simple and still get a strong result. Well, I'm curious to know, and if you would like to meet with me and talk about your home, your specific situation, and your price range, then you can look in the description below. There's a Zoom link right there. It should be the first link. You can make an appointment to do a Zoom call with me, and there's no pressure. It's just a discovery conversation. It's really a free benefit for you to get some advice from someone local in the market on how to help your home sell. And I'd appreciate it if you give the video a little thumbs up, make a comment, subscribe, whatever you'd like, so that other people who are in this situation can help find these videos and help themselves make a good decision on how much and how to prepare their home for sale after probate. And if you're trying to figure out exactly what to fix before selling, watch the next video. I will break down a few key updates that actually matter and the ones you can skip completely so you don't waste time or money. I'll see you there.